What's up, guys? Barry Game here, back with some more AFK Journey. And first and foremost, I will say, yes, we're gonna have a lot of Sonja videos coming up because this is probably the first hero that a true free-to-play player should consider building. Previously, we've been talking about Tassie being a very good target, but even in that video that we talked about, you might want to swap to Tassie. We kind of said, hold on, Sonja's kit was sounding kind of interesting, and you never know what other heroes are going to be coming out towards this season. So, waiting a little bit to use that one precious item we have. Where is it? Right here. This guy, that season S level swap ticket. It's a premium because you're only getting one of them, and we're gonna have to see how that turns out, because yesterday, sadly, I was not able to show off a team because of the time that I was able to summon the hero. So yesterday we had, where is it, Necrodraken. So essentially Necrodraken's team involved having Sonja in the team. It was actually better than I think Lily May was the one that dropped out. I actually can't remember. I think I had a screenshot of a team that I was watching. Yeah, I think it was like, the team was like Kruger, Freesto, Mikola, Harak, the new hero, and then Sonja. I'm pretty sure that's the team. And what we're going to try to do today is, I wonder if we can find a way to work this hero in with Snow Stomper. It's interesting. I feel like dropping either the Smokey or the Mikola is the play here. But I'm not really quite sure because, again, I don't necessarily think we're going to be using Harak in this situation. And again, the placement of this hero is kind of funky, to say the least. I feel like putting the heroes like this might be the play here, or I guess we don't need the energy necessarily, and we could put it on Freesto. Let's just give this a couple tries. Let's see how this actually looks for damage, because this one's going to need a lot of testing. I feel like I don't necessarily know if she's going to fit in this one. I really also just want to see what her damage looks like, especially in a direct comparison with someone like Lily May, because we're not getting a ton of ultimates off with this type of team, and I don't know how reliant her damage is necessarily going to be in this game mode. I don't know if Rainier is still the play, or maybe continuing to have Smokey in this. We'll have to find out. It's a big question mark on this one here. So far the damage looks okay, but I feel like we're in like the 70 billion range. It really just comes down to how much damage she can output. This definitely feels just immediately like a weaker version than when we had Smokey and Mirky on this squad. So trying to find the right place for her is going to be a bit tricky, I think, on this one. Her damage is respectable, but it's definitely not the 66 we had. And you see here, Smokey and Mirky does a ton of damage. I almost wonder if in this situation, getting rid of the Mikola is the better play, and maybe doing something with like Smokey and Mirky. So making sure he's going to be one of these targets is important. But again, placement's really tricky here, and you really want Resonating Spell to be on Smokey. This is where I was saying the placement of these heroes is very tricky. Like insanely tricky here. This actually kind of works out, this placement here. It does waste the attack buff from the magic charms, which, man, 24% attack boost is pretty big. I guess we could probably drop Resonating Spell if we don't have Smokey and Mirky on the team. Like if we're running a Mikola instead, then that might be a better option here. And again, it really comes down to how much damage Sonja provides on top of that attack buff. But if we're not getting a full-on benefit of the attack buff, then that's when it becomes a little bit iffy. The 35 at the 45-second mark halfway, that's pretty good. 66% or 66 billion is the goal here. Man, that Reiner is just out of range of Smokey and Mirky's stuff in that positioning. Yeah, again, this one just a little bit too low. So as much as she's buffing this team, I think we might have to try to find an entire different squad, because you see in this situation, her damage was, well, I should say it was a very big buff to Lily May. I kind of think just dropping out the Rainier and the Smokey is the play, and adding in a couple of the other heroes. But again, I just hate the positioning of Sonja with Freestos. It just feels so stinking awkward here. I don't know if Harak is even viable in any of these teams here either. Like if we ran something like this, and at this point we could use something else like frontline spell maybe. Harak's a difficult one to make work against No Stomper 2 just because the silence is really annoying, and we actually kind of do need the healing on some of these heroes. Granted, the heroes that need the healing are usually the ones that drop off first. This is a very offensive team though, like extremely offensive. We take the Mikla out first. 45 at 45 seconds. That is better. I guess the question is, who's Harak going to take out next? It is the... Oh, actually he hasn't taken it. He took out the illusion. Well, this is not bad. It definitely doesn't seem like it's going to compete with the 66 right out of the gate, though. But you can see how maybe these teams can be manipulated a little bit to be a little bit better. And yeah, more and more damage comes from her. Harak definitely doing more damage than Sonja. I don't know if we're going to find a team that really works out today as good as this one. Because this one just, like I said, it just kicks so much butt here. Tons of healing and everything. Tons of attack buffs for the Lily May. I think we're gonna have to really figure out a better team this time around. I don't know if this is gonna be one where she's gonna immediately be fit in. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I will say though, one thing that is a very nice thing here in battle drills. Actually, I don't know if we can see previous boss fights. Can we? Oh, we cannot. So here's what I'm gonna do. I need to grab an image really quickly because I will say in battle drills, she does seem to be very strong. So the traditional team that I'm going to put up on screen, where is it? Hold on. I gotta find the right team because there's a lot of different boss combinations. Here we go. This is the best way for me to take a look. Sorry if it's a little cutting up on this video here, but this is a squad that you essentially run against this battle drills boss. However, now that Sonja's here, you can substitute out Lucius, which really doesn't do all that much for this team, and put Sonja in. And Sonja's going to be giving a huge attack buff to Corrin. She's also just going to be getting a lot of attack buffs back from the two heroes, which are most likely going to be like Ulsa and Corrin. If you put Ulsa into slot 7 and keep Corrin down here in slot, I think it's what, 2? I think it's called 2 down here. I can't remember. It's either 2 or 4. Or 1. Actually, I don't remember which one it is. I forget. I think it's like 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Whatever. As long as you get it so that both those heroes have the attack buff, they're going to get the most attack buff to Sonja as well. And she could do some decent damage. I'm talking about like we were already doing 150 billion damage. It went up to like 170, 180. So it was a 30 billion damage boost, which is what, 1/5 of the total. So 20% bonus damage just by having Sonja on the team over Lucius. That's the type of hero you probably want on your free-to-play account. So I'm going to be talking about this a little bit more later today. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. We'll see if we can fit her in to the Snow Stomper team. I don't know necessarily. It's really hard getting her to work properly with Freesto. So a lot of little quirky things do need to happen. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.